Recording in progress.
We're all being recorded. Oh, and then you have to. Well, I guess I can do that. Do we have? Let's see if Dana's on. Oh, Dana's here. And hey, Mike, where are you? Not you, Mike. There's too many mics in here. Mike Murray. All right. Now, what I need is a heads up about who I'm supposed to identify as the speaker. You're going to have to identify them as a speaker as well, right?
They're up when as soon as they speak,
They'll become.
they'll become the main screen.
Okay. Let's hope for that. Let's hope that works out.
Yeah.
Because
It,
obviously that
it'll
gets.
work out. It'll work out. Yeah.
Okay. So you're going to put it on single view. Go ahead and do that.
I'm gonna do that. Yeah.
Let's see who comes up. See who's making the most noise in their house.
That one's back on. That's right.
So Steven should be on here. He might be late. Everybody. And Crystal and Linda. Let me just see Crystal and Linda. Well, they're not here. So
On behalf of
Recording in progress.
Lori and Tim, I wanted to welcome everybody that's here in the room in rainy Santa Cruz and everybody who's out there on Zoom. I don't normally talk in front of a microphone, so trying to turn my head is maybe not going to work. I don't know. I'm not going to do it. To the Unleashing the Poodle event, thank you so much for coming. And my name is Michael. My pronouns are he and him, and I'm going to try and guide us through this a little bit as best I can. Some logistical things. If you've not been here before, there is a door over there. That's where the kitchen is. There are snacks in the kitchen, little poodle cookies and things like that. There's a bathroom. You make a U-turn, you'll find it out by the back deck. There are copies of Tim's book, The Things They Take With Us. You may have one already. I know somebody was in here earlier and said that they just received theirs in the mail. But there's copies here, and they are free with a donation to Prison Arts Project, and I believe it's the William James Association. And I have that written down if you need that repeated, and we'll try and repeat it again later today. Dart is our tech person, and I think he introduced himself before. I just wanted to say that there's certainly a lot of shitty things going on in the world, and I think Ukraine is on a lot of people's minds. And I think it's wonderful that we could be here together to celebrate the release of Tim's book today. But I just wanted to be mindful of that because just because people are thinking about that, and we're not ignoring that in any way, shape, or form. I feel like I had other things that I wanted to say, and I wrote them down on a note, which of course I lost. It probably is. Oh, there it is. Oh, that's what dropped. Oh, I know. So we're going to have some readers online, and there's going to be some live readers. And what I did was or Tim actually made a note of the page numbers. So I'm going to try and remember to say the page number in case it's not clear what the title of the poem is. Of course, you could look it up that way. And also, if you have a cell phone, if you could remember to please turn off any buzzers and whistles that might be going off during that, that would be fantastic. We'd appreciate that. And Tim, are you ready to get the first piece going? This is going to be on YouTube, this next piece, and it's going to be read by Briella. And this is on page 14, if you want to follow along in the book.
This is the second poem in the book. Briella is my lovely niece-in-law. And
Tim, can you talk louder?
Briella is my lovely niece-in-law. And while we were down south, she saw her name in the book because I thanked her for writing a poem that went something like this. It was a grocery list we were going shopping. I want corn. Black Lives Matter. No, that's all it said on this list. All right. And so then she saw her name in the book, and she just absolutely loved that. And then she agreed to read this poem, which is whatever.
So I think when you play that, everybody online is going to be able to hear it, but people here in the room may have a harder time, so you might need to carry it out there into the room. Let's try it. Yeah, when you play that, I don't know. Maybe it'll come up over here. Let's find out.
Okay.
Page?
14.
The second's not coming up at all.
She's reading, but there's no voice.
Oh, it's me. It is my computer. Okay. Let me get as loud as I can.
But we can't put it on a speaker.
Yeah, just a second. 1970. Okay, so I was on welfare.
Are you supposed to be in the mic?
Oh yeah, I was on welfare. I was taking care of my son Jason, and now I have to turn off this thing, right?
Just close your computer.
I was taking care of Jason, and I was reading Faust to him and all that. You'll hear about that later. And I wrote this poem, so I was 20 years old. And did you open to the right page? Keep my baby from the cold. I'm going to forget everything. Keep my baby from the cold. I'll bring blankets if I'm there and bundle him against chilly air. If I'm dead or I am old, keep my baby from the cold. Keep my baby from the fire. Let him never caress flame. Though I never know your name, please don't punish him with ire. Keep my baby from the fire. These are things that fill a life. Minor hazards better felt before the sharper blows are dealt. Pinpricks precursing the knife. These are things that fill a life. Keep my baby from the rain. Never let him shed a tear. I gave him life. I brought him here. Why, if but to suffer pain? Keep my baby from the rain.
Dana, are you out there on Zoom someplace?
I am.
Yay. If you would like to read next, and for those of you that want to follow along, this poem is on page 147 in the book.
Hi, everybody. It's so good to see so many friends here and probably out in that room, but great party happening. So good to see you all. I'm really honored to read Tim's work and congratulate him big congrats on such an accomplishment. So honored to be here. The name of the poem is Dream Matter. Dream Matter. When she dreams what's next, all of those dreams go into the file, where the goddess keeps her lists of what matters. Matters in their mattering, spackle her trellis heart with blossoming like the dogwood flowers. Nothing is loved unless it is kept, and her gift is keeping. Nothing is true unless it is held, and her gift is holding. The heaviness of our dreams anchors us, but we still drift. Thank you.
Cece, is Linda here?
Is Linda online by any chance? Linda Morgan?
You're muted, Cece.
No, Linda here. She says she told me she wasn't sure she'd be able to make it. Not sure what's going on, but as far as I could see, she's not here.
Try that again.
Cece, would you like to read next?
Yes, I can.
And-
Thank you.
Absolutely. And then this is going to be on page 46.
I just want to first say, Tim, congratulations, and thank you for this honor to read your work. One of hers. When I got out of bed, I walked to the kitchen. I could feel something in my back. I brushed it. A hairpin fell onto the linoleum, one of hers. Somehow it had migrated to the bed. She scattered them everywhere. I could feel the impression it left in my skin, even the loop at the end, a perfect mold, a cast. If I poured melted steel into it, I could produce an exact replica. I am a walking hairpin factory. The ridges, the side with the rippling. She had not been in the bed in 3 months. Instead, she was in the hospital bed that I had put in the living room, the center of everything. Now the bed is gone. I tore up the carpet yesterday. I am not sure if I'm going to knock the dust out of it or throw it away. I've already given away her clothes. Is that wrong? I cannot push them around, not one more day. The impression is already fading. The canyon left by the hairpin. But there are other hairpins hiding in this house. It has only been 7 days. I haven't found all of them.
Thank you so much. I'm wondering if Stephen is on the Zoom yet? Okay.
I don't know he is. He has a
Okay.
Sent me a that's not much of a message.
I'm going to confer with Tim for just one moment.
He's in a hospital, right? He's in a hospital room right now.
And so
So he might have some issues.
George would maybe go next, and if Linda.
Yeah, George is fine.
George Angel, are you out there, sir?
I am indeed.
Happy birthday, George.
Thank you. That's
Nice
kind
to
of
see
you.
you. I'm a kind person. It's good to see you.
You are.
This is not in the book, George. Correct?
It is in the book, but it's suffered some changes. It's called
Fair.
The Embarrassment of Death. So here we go. Um, Not long after I start, I'm gonna stop singing and keep playing the chords for a little while. And it might look to the uninitiated as if I'd forgotten the words. That's not the case. I don't want to produce any unnecessary anxiety. That's the part that, as John Prine used to say, that's the solo. When the bird falls on the ground and lies there upside down, those soft feathers on its belly gently moving in the swirling breeze and morning without providence or warning. That's the embarrassment of death. When the clock has dropped its hands into the evening and the mouse runs out of time across the floor, when our vouchers are no longer worth redeeming, is when you get a gander of what's in store. A cockroach traces every doorway. It chills the floor tiles with its breath. We think we're in the middle of another boring day, and that's the embarrassment of death. Yes, that's the embarrassment of death. With all my love, Tim.
Thank you, George. Nice solo. I think that's everybody that's going to read online because a couple of people couldn't make it, as it turns out. But we do have a couple that are going to read in person, and that's Roger and Eric. And Roger, would you like to go first? Roger's going to read a couple of poems, and you can find them on page 24 and 25.
So people might be wondering where the poodle comes from, and it actually comes from these poems, the drawings of the poodle and the poodle cookies, and nothing but a black poodle. When my son was born, I read Goethe's Faust to him. He was 2 weeks old. He didn't care what I read. Suddenly a dog wandered in, a black standard poodle, a shape of Mephistopheles. Faust says, I see something trailing fire. What do you see? I see nothing but a black poodle, Wagner said. The poodle is not good or bad, but a philosopher of smells. Between smells there is no edge. There is no opposite of lemon. Sweet does not mean good. Only imagining the difference between what is safe and what is spoiled, between eating it or not, you cannot stand above the world and know it. And on page 25, a conversation with Poodle. I'm not a dog at all, but I am exactly what you have made me and what you continue to make of me. I am whatever 5,000 years of life building has done. So they ask, how long does it take to get your hair just so? How long does it take to hold your head like that? And I would say, before genetic engineering was, I am. But you might ask, weren't you in fact a rather recent French trick? And I would say, nothing comes from nothing. And I believe it was German.
Thank you. And then Eric, would you like to read now? And Eric is going to read something on page 118.
And now a word from the kingdom of lizards. This is a world of humans as seen from the point of view of a lizard. What the lizard knows. A shred of shadow from a pillar of stone on a tongue of road which is licked by sun. I can breathe and watch. The food will come. Some splash, neglected by distracted will. Some splash, neglected by the distracted, will wash me as they hurry by. And so you ask what mercy is. And so you ask what lifts and feeds the sparrow. What grows the lily? Who holds the hands of children in the dark? What hovers above the dying? It must be magnificent. No. Who carved the mountains? Who cleaned the desert? Who brought the heat? Who slept in tents? It must be magnificent and loving. No, my God is fecklessness, the sloppiness of drunks, the tremble of a hand, the wastefulness of angels.
And this is Tim.
I was going to sit down and do this, but
You can. I can adjust this stuff too.
nah. Well, I don't know. I've never sung to more than 6 people, and I've never. First of all, George, I didn't write it that way. I don't know what you wrote, but I didn't write it that way. The embarrassment of death, you know. But nevertheless, it's more beautiful the way you wrote it. And you know, I have this tendency, and the incident, and also, yeah, he's in Medellin, Colombia. That's where he's calling from. And I just, he's my soul brother in poetry.
I just changed e-tickets to vouchers.
Okay.
I thought e-tickets was a little dated.
I'm a little dated, George. All right.
Yeah,
I'm
well.
a little dated, right?
Tim, could you speak a little louder into your mic?
I'll try.
Thank
And I think the guitar is not going to sound very good online. I just think it's going to be that way. And I don't play the guitar that well, so it's mostly the words that mattered. So the first.
That's my excuse too, by the way.
That's your. What? I'm playing it right now. This is this is too high. I mean, the first one's going to be about prison, and it's not in the book, but. Can you, this thing right here? Just a little lower so I can actually see over it. Thank you. This is just to remind me because there's certain words I don't remember. And one of the poems that wasn't read, I'll be singing from the actual poems in the book. But the first one is going to be from prison, and I want to recognize Peter Mertz and the other great prison workers, and my friend Jaime Sanchez, who worked beside me in the gym at Salinas Valley State Prison for 2 years, and he did that painting right there. And he has other works of art that are available for buying, and he's done a mural in Watsonville, and he's just a tremendous resource and artist. And there's so many other artists in this room that I can't name them all, including my wonderful wife. Just look at the poodles, the poodle chocolates, and you'll know what an artist she is. See if I don't know if I can do this. Desmond whispered through the cell door. This really happened. I go cell front. I go from cell to cell. Desmond, there's 86, he said this, there's 86,400 seconds in a day. So I got that many chances to choose another way. I should be treated like a human, no matter what I did wrong. But when you're swallowed by the beast, you gotta teach your soul a song. We don't really teach anybody in any art in prison. They teach it themselves, right? We just listen. We're part of their writing group. Well, Desmond, he spoke softly. I could hear him loud and plain. He told me what was true for him, how he handled loneliness and pain. David slew Goliath, and no one said that that was wrong. Then David turned his face away. God taught his soul a song. If a soul can learn to sing, this darkness might be split in two. And out of the depths and fragments, I can cry out to you. There's gotta be a road somewhere, some way to get along. A road that leads from here to there. So teach your soul a song. Seems an impossible mission, sing in a fiery furnace. But 3 young men, they did just that. And the 4th one could be us. You don't have to be in prison. We all gotta learn how to be strong. We all got our own Leviathan. So teach your soul a song. Well, Desmond, he's still in prison. He committed a terrible crime. It was the worst choice of his life. He'll be down a long, long time. Says he needs forgiving, and I know we all do wrong. And maybe when we're done with living, the angels can sing our song. Maybe when we're done with living, the angels can sing our song. And I don't know if I can sing all of them. I'm so nervous, but. Thanks. Okay. I mean, this is the Linda was going. My friend Linda was going to read Psalm number 1, which is one of the first poems in the book, and it was written for a young woman. She was 25 or so. She died of lupus, and suddenly, and she was a close friend of Crystal, who read, and Linda, and ours, and all the world's. She was just a great person, and so this is a song that I wrote for Lynn, for her. Okay. No matter how brief the day is given, the length of falling of leaf of heaven, no matter how brief the day is given, no matter how dark the night may last, warmth of seeing, or slow or fast, no matter how dark the night may last, no matter how soft the music seems, a gentle voice in flower and in dream, no matter how soft the music seems, nothing was kept or saved or treasured, nothing was withheld, and you cannot squander what you cannot measure. No matter how slight the song she sings, sung with loving and lingering and light, no matter how slight the song she sings, my favorite verse. No matter how small the dancing floor, space of breath, so much no more. No matter how small the dancing floor, nothing was kept or saved or treasured, nothing was withheld, and you cannot squander what you cannot measure. No matter how brief the day is given, the length of falling of leaf of heaven, no matter how brief the day is given. So I wrote this, let me see if I can remember. Now I'm gonna do. I wrote a song. I wrote the title of a song when I was 23 years old, called "The Hall of Justice Hasn't Been Built Yet." When I was in my my political mood, you know. And I thought maybe. Where the hell is it? I know. And then now we have Gary Patton in the room. We have people in the room that, you know, so I thought, I got to sing a political song. So it's not in the book, but it'll be in the next one. The next book's going to be called Lonely Sits the City. It's going to be about the city and the university and the state and all those kind of poems. I wonder if I can get this. The thing about Russell knows is the thing about moving from one song to the next is that you forget. It's hard to do that. There's an incredible skill to this that I don't have quite yet.
Have Russell teach you.
Well,
You're doing okay.
all right, I'm all right. Take it to the courts. Take it to the streets. Take it to the cafes where the elites meet to eat. Take it to the darkness where the poverty hides, and drag it in the light where justice abides. You can count on me, I'm right next to you. You can count on me, I will see it through. You can count on me, I won't ever forget that the Hall of Justice ain't been built yet. There's no justice in a bomb or at the point of a gun. I can tell you that violent, it gets nothing really done. No justice in letting the needs of the hungry go unmet. It seems a Hall of Justice ain't been built yet. So take it to the prisons and take it to the jails and take it any place where justice fails, and take it to the homeless camps where the flowers wilt, because the hall of justice ain't been built. We got a message for the racists and the misogynists too. We got a message for the greedy. Your bill has come due. Look into that hole in your soul where you're supposed to feel guilt. You'll know the hall of justice is gonna be built. You can be the solution or get out of the way. You can help build a future in a sisterly way. You can stand up for freedom or you can wallow in guilt. But that hall of justice is gonna get built. So take it to the courts and take it to the streets and take it to the cafes, crow's nests, where the elites meet to eat, and take it to the darkness where the poverty hides, and drag it in the light where justice abides. You can count on me, I'm right next to you. You can count on me, I'm gonna see it through. You can count on me, I won't ever forget that the hall of justice ain't built yet. That the hall of justice ain't been built yet. Yeah.
World of pain, world of pain, world of pain.
World. George is telling me I have to get us all into the world of pain chant. So everybody has to chant along with me. George and I did a reading at Carol's Books. Where was it, George? At Carol's
Carol.
Books. Yeah, it was just crazy. And I don't know if anybody showed up. In San Francisco. Okay. San Francisco. Anyway, so and I had the poem. The poem was "World of Pain," and everybody in the room had to chant it along with us. World of pain, world of pain, world of pain,
world
world
of
of
pain.
pain, world of pain. You're not chanting. I don't hear you guys. You know, it is a world of pain out there. All right. Okay. It's a world of. Anyway,
Where
that's
do
for
people
George.
live? World of pain.
Anyway.
Like chanting, you can count on me.
You can count on me. Yeah, I really enjoyed writing that song, and I could write about 1,000 more verses to it. Incidentally, I had a whole bunch. I had page after page of them. But yeah, it's a harsh place we're in right now. And give me the book.
Your stand is right there.
What? Oh. Am I standing? George, were you gonna read Sacrament of Penance?
I'd like to. Give me a sec.
Please read. Yeah, please read that. So there's a war going on.
Give
And the
me
war
30
is-
seconds.
You got it. There's a war going on, and the war is weighing heavily on my heart. Because I'm a pacifist, and that makes me want to look and see, now where am I? Because there's so many people talking about how to go to war. Every news reporter is now a general, telling us what the strategy needs to be, and it's just bullshit, and you know that. But it is what we're dealing with. But we're dealing with the moral injury of it. We don't know what to do. We don't know what to do with a moral injury that's actually much deeper than just the invasion of one creep into that place. It's much deeper. It goes back farther. Oh, and I didn't read it. Oh, I'll get to it. I'll get to it in a minute. But anyway, I wanted to hear George read Sacrament of Penance because he told me he loved the second line of it so much that he actually wrote a couple songs about it. And so there he is, coming into his place in Medellin.
What page is it on?
88. Right here.
88. Good deal. Okay, here we go. The Sacrament of Penance on collateral damage and bombing of civilians. We will have to carry them with us How can we ever gather? I cannot tell you about the burned soldier, our enemy. How can we assemble? If pluck what grew, then fallen into scatter. It is the seed of everything. How can we ever gather? How can we assemble? The final whisper of a melting child. How can I pick it up again? How can we ever gather? We will have to carry her with us. If that is your mother dying by the side of an everlasting road, if that road is flagged with mothers, how can we assemble? The heaviness of my father and his dreams, how can we ever gather? How can we assemble? We'll have to carry them with us. We are not burdened with our dying, but with our murder. And who? We will have to carry them with us. How can we ever gather that harvest, our harvest? How can we assemble? We will fill them full of light. We will have to carry them with us. Damn good poem.
Thank you, George. I really appreciate it. I'm kind of at a loss. Yeah, thank you. I don't have my list anymore. Oh, thank you. No, I wanted to read the Alenta. Well, if anybody has a poem you want me to read, you should let me know. But I want to say something about the artist in the vicinity. This is Jaime Sanchez's work. I asked him to bring one piece for us. He has dozens of them. He's a marvelous artist. He does murals in libraries and community centers, and but he does this abstract stuff. And I think that when I want to say, my poetry's confusing and difficult. I know that. It's meant to be that. It's meant to be it captures a moment for me. So, you know, that moment in that poem where I say my father's dreams, I'm talking about my father. I'm talking about a POW who had dreams of not killing the 18-year-old that was standing across the road from him, of not bombing city after city in Europe. I'm talking about what do I do about my father's dreams? Not his good dreams, his nightmares, you know? And so there's a way in which when I hear somebody read it, it's just a great gift to me. I just think, because it just brings me back. A poem to me is a truth event, to use Badiou's term, which is something I learned 20 years after I figured it out, that it's an event that brings me back into the moment of that feeling about 80% of the time. I mean, there are things that don't. But anyway, I remember talking with Desmond, and it's just a great gift to me to write it down. People should write down these things because it's such a great gift. And I don't know about selfies, and I don't do photos, but this is it. Those are my selfies, right? I go back, oh, yeah, I was there. Yeah, I was there. And I want to read a poem about Alenta. Alenta is the original name of Santa Cruz, according to Lorenzo Sciarra. It could have been Alentak. I could be wrong about the pronunciation of it, but that's what he said in 1892 or something like that. And Jeff Dunn wrote the history of it, and other people have written the history of it. And I wrote a poem about Alenta, and I have this, I don't want to rename the town, but I wouldn't be against it. Santa Cruz, Holy Cross, the exaltation of the Holy Cross, I wouldn't be against it. But it's important to me to understand that where we come from. And I don't, I'm not trying to do a land recognition moment here. I want to write the history of Santa Cruz. I want to write a poem about her, and I definitely want to write a poem about her. And I want to write a poem about people that I know in this community, because I love this community. So that's what I'm trying to do. And so I wrote a poem called about Alenta, and it's called Alenta, and I've written other things about it. but this is what I have in here. Pardon me? It's page 74. It's kind of long. It's kind of long. I was thinking of reading just the ending, but I think I'll read the whole thing. How does the world end and where? If we want to know something about this, how paradises are erased, or even if we want to know how tyrannies are extinguished, then we need to know that nothing is inhuman, everything is profane, nothing sacred, nothing belongs only to God. Everything we touch is profaned, and we need to understand that this is what's needed. We sustain God because it needs us. We do not need this. Number 2, so many lives have been seeded, taken, but they are not gone. Each tree, each bird, each coyote leaves its signature. Every voice travels and reaches. Even the silences endure. The silences especially, they gather at our ankles, stripping us of our shamelessness. History is not an alibi or more than excuses, the delusions of the winners. Our alibis are the things we want to believe we were doing when we were doing what we were really doing. We gather our now from then, our doing from what was done. Our every vibration sets this wavelets moving that reach from the storms off Siberia to this fucking beach. History did not begin yesterday. We ride on a history today that began far away in places and moments that set something in motion. We inherit our pleasure, our misery from somewhere else's pleasure and misery. Our steps are built on the ramifications of what's been, violence and its ramifications, love and its ramifications. Nothing is ever lost. 3, every place has names, has many names. Some names are too sacred to speak. They are owned by God, but we shout them anyway. Our job is this reweaving of this evil, the sacred woven again with human profanity. We need to take things away from God, reclaim what has been taken by conquistadors, by entrepreneurs, and branded long ago, or those things will be unspeakable and folded into the mouths of power and called precious, where to be precious is to be unfixable, untouchable, unrenewable. Nothing sacred, so no door is locked. Cries of blasphemy are the tool that power uses to seem ineffable, but nothing. This is the 65th anniversary of Howl by Allen Ginsberg. You can feel it. I met Allen a long time ago. I'm still in Moloch. Cries of blasphemy are the tool that power uses to seem ineffable, but nothing that is unspeakable or is not. Nothing is unspeakable, or it is not. To reclaim the stolen imagination. When I go into prison, I see stolen imaginations, repurposed imaginations. And when I see people online shopping, I see repurposed imagination, stolen imagination. To reclaim the stolen imagination, which we surrender every day in the rhythms or algo, I need to pay attention and guard the truth events, then remember them most of all. Poetry is keeping faith with vision. Vision is the ruptures in the ordinary, which are only the unobserved. Ruptures are the visions every living thing has every moment of the day. Often only sparks brushed away. A hand sweeps the air to displace the bother of gnats, the visitations of light, the annoyances of sudden intruding beings, and then the room is full of loitering. Often seen sideways, often only inadvertent glances into a mirror where light is nestling, squashed, fulminant, caught helplessly at attention. This is so Allen Ginsberg. But then allowed to ebb. I hadn't even remembered it. Neglecting or surrendering truth by distraction into some kind of non-being to be forgotten. Truth is what persists, the unforgetting and the keeping faith. Our imaginations have been stolen, repurposed. Our imaginations are expensive and worth exploiting. Seize it. Dunn said they called it Alinta, or more likely Alintuck. Lorenzo Asiara said in 1891, the tribe is called what the place is called. What it calls itself, the place is called Alinta. Cartier said people reach back 11,000 years in Scotts Valley, at least 5,000 years in the shifting mouth of the river. Milliken's counted 8 nearby tribelets. Cotoni on the north coast, Achiasta in the upper San Lorenzo Basin, Weepy at the river's mouth, Sayanta at Sayanti Creek, Chalacata on the slope of Loma Prieta in Aptos, Kajastak along Corralitos Creek, Kalandaruk, Tavtak, neighboring the Pajaro River. Here the Weepy in Olinta spoke Awaswas. Not that many of them, but enough. Here was not paradise, but a fragile gift and suitable. Always hard work, cold in winter, you can see it, and drought and earthquake. We had one this morning. Flood and fire, a fragile gift and suitable. Here, gathering the shellfish seeds, soap plant root, and the manzanita berries, hazelnuts, and blackberries, a fragile gift and suitable. Lundberg said, but mostly acorns. Every day there were acorns. Here was enough, a fragile gift and suitable. Father Zephyrian Engelhardt said, God knows they were the most stupid, brutish, filthy, lazy, and improvident of all. Eduardo Castillo said, they were happy, robust people who met with the cataclysmic night of Spanish soldiers and priests. Beloved Malcolm Morgolin said, they imagined the animal spirit and copied the gestures of the just and named their clans after the animals and trees and wandered in their abundant dreams where there was only one language and they listened. The Weepy sang this very song, dancing on the brink of the world. I dream of you, rabbit, jumping. I dream of you, hummingbird, whispering in the flower's ear. I dream of you, coyote, overcoming your teenager legs and your fear to cross the most open ground and startling the mouse. I dream of you, eagle, watching then falling upon the distracted squirrel. I dream of you. I dream of us all here, all of us dancing, all of us on the brink, always on the brink. Father Vajes said some of the men dress as women and live in the character of women. It is an abominable vice, but the people call them joyous. The people call them jewels. Dunn said, they were not docile, were not content with enslavement. Some of them escaped the mission and were caught by soldiers and whipped. Some were sheltered by the tribe at Año Nuevo called the Curoste, and their chief, Charquin, and Charquin was hunted and captured in 1793 by the soldiers and shackled for hiding the runaways, and Curost attacked the mission, and burned the barn. In 1812, 15 Weepy killed Father Andres Quintana for his sins. One of the rebels was Lorenzo Asaciar's father. Number 10, in 1830, when they closed the mission, 90% of the people were dead. In 1838, smallpox took the rest. In 1791, they renamed the city after the exaltation of the Holy Cross, and the river after a priest martyred by the Emperor Valerian in 258, Lawrence, the patron saint of cooks, because he was roasted to death. Number 12, I wrote almost all of these poems right here in Olinta. I have so much to say. I'm more than happy to hear any questions about these things, but I want to say just a couple of more things, if you don't mind. First of all, I have to say thank you.
Tim, what was that last line? I missed it. What was the last line?
The last line? I wrote all. I wrote almost all of these poems right here in Olinta.
Ah, got it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for asking. I just want to say a couple of things. All right, so there's a group of poems called Skaz Sevens, and there's a bunch of poems, and they're about my cat, and they're from the point of view of my cat, and they're meant to be a rewrite. No, I don't know if they're that. I don't know. That's reducing the meaning of it. It's so much more than that. But everything is observed by an orange and white cat. That's one of the lines. And the Steely poems are a bunch of poems I wrote while my sister was dying. I was sitting vigil with her, and I wrote 70 poems, really short poems, and I might read one of them. And then I wrote a bunch of poems called Backlit, which is about when I was in the seminary, I was kind of groomed for sexual purposes, for abuse, and other boys were groomed with me, and I wrote this poem called Backlit, and I only chose some pieces of it, But I want to say that a lot of these poems are intensely personal and difficult. And like I say, just so many of them are connected with people who passed away and things like that, that it really gets to me. What was I going to do? I was going to read something. One of the scabs? No, I don't want to do scabs. Oh, from Steely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had it written down. But this is in the section that's called scaz or something like that, and it's what the embarrassment of death came from. Which, you know, an embarrassment of death means it's like an embarrassment of riches. We have so much death. You know, it's an embarrassment of death, and it's like some odd way of saying, you know, oh. And so George did that one justice, I think. There's a bunch of poodle poems. Okay, so I don't know what to make of that. I have 30 more of them somewhere, so they'll all be in the book someday. I know what I wanted to read last. But I wanted to read one thing about my sister. And I think it was 50. Oh, there was one piece. Oh, I want to read one piece. 59 is a piece about. You see, that's so personal. It was like I was in the second grade, third grade, and my sister was called names by boys in the yard near us, in the playground near us, and I ended up getting in a fight with them, and so that's part of it. But then I leap over into the story of Stella Moselsio, who was a survivor of the Holocaust, and who was another child whose life was ruined by hatred. My sister was overweight and all that, so she was hated by these boys, and I intervened. So the Buzz Boys flocked like Virgil to the swarm beds and pummeled me when you were delivered to the unsafety of Haman in his tent sleep. Haman was the name of our school, but it's also a biblical reference. Do you remember that world which did not work at all? And then this is about Stella. Stella, among the kind Christians, this is her in Belgium where I knew her. Stella, among the kind Christian smiles in her fall from childhood, to live in conscious peace with the Arab in the neighborhood of the abattoir, case in point. So these are all really fragmented, broken pieces where I just throw things together. And here's one. Happiness lives in an instant. It will not last, but must be remade each moment. It lives by dying and dies by living. It's born in breath, hidden between the breaths, and lacquered by the brush of 1,000 deaths. We die many times, or only once, our choice. Cowards are the heroes of laughing. Choose carefully. The work is urgent. Don't believe what you have been told. And this is me whispering to my sister. I'm going to end with something I wrote in Arizona. We were there to visit Ori's family, and that's where the lizard poem came from, in Arizona. And if I can find it. Somebody tell me where it is. 129? No, not that one. No, that's a different one. There's too many lizards in my life. Lizards are going to take over Poodle. There's just no doubt about it. I'm absolutely. The lizard wise. See, all the poems are written lizard wise. So it's called lizard wise. And here it is. Yeah. Okay, 110. But it's the last one. And we were going to the birth of a child. We're going to celebrate the birth of a new child in the family, and they hung this poem on their wall. It's just sweet. But and so I wrote this, and then I wrote all the other ones, and it's called "A Child Is Coming." But it was right when refugee children were being mistreated on the border. So there's a reference to that. How do we welcome angels? And it's that's a reference to the Bible as well. Anyway. So its child is coming. The voice of a child holding its breath speaks to us love in all its simple music without the tangled world tripping us. Be sure, we do not have a gift to give as good as what we get. So sometimes we shrug at blessings. But wake up. You can sleep through this miracle. You can fail to capture this glimpse of the divine. You can sleep through the truth event of it. Do you know the world often acts disgracefully with innocence? We have a dismal record of welcoming angels. So lift this child in our hearts to be a lamp to where we are and where we must be going. And that's the end. Thank you so much. I don't know how to say thanks to so many wonderful people, and it's just like I said earlier, it's just the prep, just going through the difficulty of the prep of doing this has been such a joy for me. I can't tell you. A joy for me, connecting with people, seeing Alina, connecting with people I haven't seen in 2 years for one thing, but actually some, like Mark Solomon's, in 40 years, 38 years. And just so wonderful. And so I really appreciate this. And the book is available for free. The only cost is maybe a donation to William James Association Prison Arts Project or something like that. And that will eventually, I'm a volunteer now, but they'll eventually get around to paying for my gas. The price of gas is going way up. I have to drive an hour and 5 minutes to get there. So it's a good thing. It's a really good thing to contribute. And so any questions or thoughts or what? Oh. I have to thank a few people.
Tim?
Yeah.
Don't forget about Aaron's piece if that's something you're still interested in.
Oh, we're gonna play a symphonic piece by Aaron Katz. He just changed his name. And he wrote a symphonic piece for this called Lamentations for the Victims of Putin. And or for Putin's victims. Anyway, I'll play that as soon as I can get that geared up. And did I already do what? I have to thank Dart Lindsley, who actually put together the tech. Let me tell you, the tech was fearsome. I want you to go out and see Jeff Arnett's statues. We're doing a poet's garden of statues. So so far we have Robinson Jeffers on the corner here. You can't really. He looks like a dark mountain. He looks like a black rock. It's really beautiful. And then we have a bird-looking thing, and that's Clack Your Beaks. That's for Bill Everson. These are people that affected me, and then we're about to get a Sylvia Plath, but it's been held off, and it's going to be beautiful. So we're doing a little poet's garden, and I got to get Gwendolyn Brooks in there because she invited me to read with her once, and I can't.
Tim.
Yeah.
Tim, I want to ask whether your book, this is your first book, someone mentioned. Is it the very first book that you've had published?
Yeah. I think I can say that. I mean, I've been in a lot of magazines. I've edited magazines.
All right. Well, wonderful. I want to kudos to that. Fabulous.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. I want to thank the readers. I want to thank all the people that actually contribute to this, and Mike Murray, and you guys you have to go. And thank you to Marilyn and Gary. No, thank you so much, Gary. Yeah. It is my birthday on Monday. Yeah. But don't worry about that. We'll have another party Monday. Anybody else? I'm going to do Aaron's thing. Okay. Woke up this morning. What a lovely day. I wrote a poem about being miserable, and then I thought, I got to write another poem about... Lovely is a word from Ireland. My father used it all the time because he thought he was Irish. And he was. He had an Irish passport. Woke up this morning. What a lovely day. What a lovely day it is today. It came without a warning, no matter what they say. It's a lovely day again today. Storms are always on the horizon. Let's hope they'll stay away. I just want to hold my breath and feel the beauty of this lovely day. Woke up this morning, what a lovely day. What a lovely day it is today. Love came without a warning. Oh, love came without a warning. No matter what they say, it's a lovely day again today. I know we all got a job of work to do. Work that keep pain and misery away. But right now I just want to remember how you helped me to love this lovely day. Woke up this morning, what a lovely day. What a lovely day it is today. What a lovely day. What a lovely day. What a lovely day it is today. What? Rain's fine. Rain is his most private one. Thank you. Thank you, Matilda. Thank you so much. There's part of a poem out there called "Worrying It." How's it go? Worrying It from the Ground, which is about the river, and it's dedicated to Matilda's husband, Doug. And he's just an important person in my career, but in my life, even before I got into politics, even before politics, which he helped me to go through. We were connected because of nonviolence and those things, and he visited my class and things like that. Just a wonderful person. So, unfortunately, passed away 22 years ago. Anyway, we have a lot of lovely people, and they'll all be written down in the book. Oh, and thank you to Ben and Gabrielle and Justin. You look like Ben. And my old students and people that came from far away. Just really sweet. Thank you so much. All right. All right. Sorry. Now the rest is food. Oh, I have to play Aaron, right? What? What? You gonna talk about Aaron, or? Yeah, I'm gonna play Aaron's music.
That'll work best.
Send you the link. What?
Tim.
Yeah.
Hello?
Oh no, I'm done. I'm sorry, babe.
Hey, can you hear me, Tim?
Did I not thank you? I thought I did.
Can you hear me? Alma, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Thanks everybody for joining us. This is actually not necessarily the total end. We're going to play some music, I think. But I think it's going to take us a little while to get it going.
Before you do that, can you bring Lori to the mic to say hello to all of us?
Thanks to all my friends online.
Yeah.
Can you bring
They're still there?
Lori to the mic
You guys are still there?
Yes.
Tim.
Yeah.
Is Alma was saying, is Lori nearby to say hi to us?
Oh, just a second. Lori? Lori?
Thank you.
I just gave it a loud little little jolt.
Where is she?
What am I doing?
Hi, Lori.
Hi. Hi.
I want to say thank you
Hi,
to
Lori.
for all she's done. She went through hell to do this. So.
Hi, Lori.
Hi.
Hi, Lori.
Hi, Lori.
Hi. I have a lot of people I love out there. Thank you.
Oh, Lori did that vase. The vase on the cover of the book is Lori's vase. And there's a poem called The Broken Vase. And we gave it to George in Medellin, Colombia, and it broke, and he patched it back together. And I should have called the book The Broken Vase. I know that now. That would have been a much better title. But
That could be
no,
your
thank you
next
for
book.
asking. I meant to talk about that. It's
That
really
could-
gorgeous.
That could be your next book, Tim.
Perhaps the next one?
Yes.
No, this broken vase has been broken. But anyway. No, thank you all. Thank you all.
Happy birthday,
Yes,
Tim.
so be sure.
Congratulations.
Hey Val, how you doing?
All right. Congratulations, Tim. It's so
Thank
great.
you, Val. I really appreciate it.
Much love.
Yeah, I can't tell you.
Congratulations.
I can barely hear. Somebody else is speaking up. Okay. Is Pat McGee still there? Did he sign off? I need to connect with people. I will do that.
Happy birthday, Tim.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I know. Birthdays. What about that? And how are you, Larry? How's life?
It's good.
Okay, you're getting through it. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Hey, Tim.
beautiful poem.
Hey, Tim.
Yeah.
Mega congratulations.
Thank you, Toye. Thank you so much. Wonderful. It's so good seeing you. So I need to come up and have dinner with you. I want to come up and have dinner with you. Can you hear me, Toye?
Oh, yeah, I can hear you. We can't wait.
Okay, we'll be up there. We'll be up there. All right, cool. It's good seeing you. Oh, thank you for coming. I appreciate it.
People wanted to see a poodle cookie. That's a poodle cookie. Somebody asked to see a poodle cookie. This is what the poodle cookies look like.
But what do they taste like?
Yeah, that's a good question.
They're straight up chocolate. I mean, absolutely. They're 100% chocolate.
All right.
Black poodle.
I think it betrays Lori Brooks's hand.
Well, it's a little bit like eavesdropping on a party. This is now. Can't taste the cookies. Oh, I see Chris. Chris is here too with his lizard.
Yeah, my camera's not working, Valerie. It's great to see you.
Yeah, it's nice to see. Well, and Tim was talking about lizards, so.
Maybe we're doing what the state's always doing to us, eavesdropping on the party.
Right.
Because he can hear us. They can hear us in the room.
They sure can.
Yeah. So if we're gonna deteriorate and decline from poodle to lizard, that sounds
Hi,
very
Peter.
interesting. Going down from culture to the limbic brain.
To the limbic.
Is that our future now? Back
Well,
to the
at
dinosaurs.
least if it's not our future, it's certainly it seems as though it's our present.
It's our present. Oh my God, you're right. No,
Yeah, it's our present.
but at least we get a glimpse of this exquisiteness. It really is exquisite to hear.
Yeah, it is.
Just exquisite, special to witness.
Yeah, it really is.
Maybe we should all start reading Tim's poems and just keep this going, do a
That's a
round
good
robin
idea.
reading.
I have my poetry book right here.